So first, as we have discussed about optimizations, it is a scheduled job. You can assign. You can, based on some territories, you can execute or optimization job from the dispatcher console itself, or from the field service settings also. So you can execute the optimization job. So daily basis means after the business hours, we will schedule your job, and that job will be executed based on the assigned territory. And it is actually actually find out the optimum service resource, and assign that service resource to the service appointment properly. So this is the daily basis, means yeah, after the business hours your optimization job will run. So now in-day optimizations, how to handle in-day changes, that means how to optimize your schedule during the day. Okay, so that is actually field service lightning provided a feature, out of box feature, which is called in-day optimizations. Like suppose my organizations uses the global optimizations every night, and each morning everything is in place for a speedy and productive day. So all the service team has to do stick with the schedule, so they have to actually, they will get everything in place in the morning itself, because global optimizations, I have scheduled that global optimizations in every night. But then that the day unfolds, like field technicians or mobile workers, suppose they get sick. So or traffic is there, heavy traffic causes the delays for the field service technicians or mobile workers. Then suppose customer reschedule the appointments, then what will be the result? So appointments get added, removed, or moved around. So and then the day schedule is not so optimal anymore. So now then you can optimize for every occasions. You can optimize the scenario which I have just explained. You can optimize your service appointment. So few of the ways field service lightning provides you to re-optimize the schedule gone away. So this is the optimizations which is called in-day optimizations. So in-day optimization, suppose I'm giving like the example I have given you, in-day optimizations, which is actually optimize our schedule for one or more territories on the day of service. Suppose example, for field service, one field service technician, traffic is worse than usual in some territory, and all their appointments are running late. So many appointments in that territory overlap. So then what you need to use, we need to use the in-day optimization. So first you need to go to here. So how to set up the in-day optimization? So one thing is there, which is called which is actually means, if I have already shown you, if you will go to the field service, and from field service itself you are able to optimize one specific service appointment. So that is also a part of re-optimize your service appointment. That is fine, but you can fix your schedule with in-day optimizations from the guided setup also. Okay, so suppose Los Angeles, this territory is having a bad day. Before they were traffic is there, and field service technicians, they will not able to reach their destinations in a proper time. So all the mobile workers or field technicians in this territory are running late. So now in India, optimizations can easily fix this. So how to do that? First you need to go to the field service settings from the dispatcher, from the guided setup. You need to set it up. Means I'm able to see the optimize. If I'm just refresh this page, I'm able to see the optimize flag for a specific service appointment. So for that you need to let it come. You need to enable optimizations options from the guided setup. So if I'll go here, I'm able to see the optimized job. So suppose I'm just all the service appointment are scheduled. So if I'll just today's date I'm selecting. So few service appointments are there which is scheduled, but I would like to optimize that service appointment. So I can easily get it done from here. So for that, what you need to do, you need to first go to field service admin. Let me go to the field service admin. Yeah, I need to go to the field service settings, and from the field service settings, I need to go to the scheduling policies. First, I need to go to the guided setup. Yeah, it's coming. Okay, so this is the guided setup. So here, I need to go to the scheduling policies. And in the scheduling policies, so what you need to do, suppose I am choosing customer first scheduling policies. I would like to optimize for that service appointment using the customer first scheduling policies from the dispatcher console. So if I click on that customer first, so here I'm just scrolling down. So scroll India optimizations. This is the India optimizations. You need to toggle it up. So if you are clicking on the India optimizations, so any service appointment which is been created using the customer first policy, that can be easily optimized using the India optimizations options. Okay, so if you will go to the dispatcher console, you will be able to see that optimize options for that territory, and using that scheduling policy, you can able to optimize that. So this is means if you need to go to the field service then, and suppose, yeah, so if I'll just open this one, yeah. So suppose I am choosing optimize. I'm choosing optimize. So suppose service territory, I'm choosing Los Angeles demo. Okay, so now service appointment includes suppose all, and scheduling policy suppose customer first. So look at this. The selected scheduling policy uses in these optimizations a rapid scheduling feature. So this is coming in this optimize pop-up, because I have already toggled up that optimize India optimizations settings in the field service settings options. So if I'll optimize this, so automatically the service appointments will optimize and get the optimum resource, and all the service resource will be means that schedule all the service resource who are sick or who are not able to go to their destinations due to traffic or due to any kind of emergency situations, all the schedule of those service appointments is re-optimizes. So appointments should be shifted as needed. Appointments will be shifted as needed until everything is on back on track. Okay. So like this is the optimize feature in the optimization feature. So one thing I would like to tell here means this is the India optimizations feature we have. Another thing we need to know, like which actually re-optimize the schedule, like India means it is similar to the India optimization, which is called RSO. RSO means resource schedule optimizations. Let me open the notepad here. RSO means, okay, so let me open it. So first option is India optimizations, which we have just talked about. India optimization. Second option is RSO. RSO means a resource schedule optimization. Yeah. So resource schedule optimizations, it is optimizes one mobile worker's day, basically. So like example is suppose a mobile worker's first job run late, another one is cancelled, and a new high priority job is arrived. Then you need to use that resource schedule optimizations. Means you have to means how to use that. You have to select the mobile worker on the Gantt and choose resource schedule optimizations. So, like for example, I'm giving you resource schedule optimizations moves the second job later to the account for the late running job. Since the worker has a gap in the schedule, it assigns them in a high priority job. So, how to do that? So, suppose if I'll go to here, suppose let me okay, let me go to 14th. Okay, let me create a service appointment here. First, I'll create a fresh service appointment. Suppose I'm creating a work order and I'll create a fresh service appointment. So let me open for suppose search work type is solar maintenance, territory is demo, new, priority is suppose medium, accounting, dream house reality, and this is fine. Subject case, everything is fine. So I'm saving that. So my work order will be generated. Let me, okay. So this work order is generated and service appointment is also generated. So if I'll open that service appointment, look at this. So here earliest start permitted is 16, due date is 19. So I'll create another service appointment. Let me create another service appointment. If I'll go to the parent record, okay, okay. So what I'll do, let me go to the related. I'll create a new service appointment for this work order. Suppose 19. And everything is putting as it is. So I'm just saving it. So I have created 2 service appointments. Let me create another one, 3 service appointments. So this one new. So I'll do um, so let me use the scheduling policy also. Suppose dream house first. No, sorry. Let me use customer first. Save it and go to the customer first. Save it. Let me check the first one also. Then go to the related. What is the scheduling policy? Let me use the scheduling policy customer first. Okay, so if I'll go to the field service, uh, just a second, let me check. Just a second. Los Angeles demo. Why the service appointment is not coming, which I have just created right now. Just a second. Let me check it.
No problem.
Status is dispatch schedule. Let me. Okay, so look at this. This is the new status. And this service appointment is not yet scheduled. So we are discussing that how to fix the schedule for a mobile worker. So if I'll just schedule that service appointment, suppose Simon Cliff, I'm just scheduling that service appointment. Okay, and just a second, let me yeah. So it is scheduled now. Okay, rule violation is not there. Let me now go to the next service appointment. Okay, next service appointment which I have created. So if I'll go to here, so suppose next one is 8 to 8. If I'll go to here, it is 80828. Let me search it. Yeah. So this one. It's coming, search all records. Yeah. So now I'm assigning this service appointment also. Okay, here. So now same day I am assigning the service appointment to it. So it is giving some rule violations. Okay. So now what I'll do, let me put the third one. I'll check the rule violation last. Let me first search that service appointment and assign it. So let me search all records. Okay, so I'm just assigning the service appointment this year. So what is happening? Look at this. Its utilizations is getting increased at 33%. Its utilization. Now, what is that? Resource schedule optimizations. So suppose if I'll just hover over to this mobile workers or field technician's name in this Gantt. So look at this, three dots are there. Okay. So what it will do, resource schedule optimizations, as I have already told you, what is this usage? Now, it is basically optimize one mobile workers or field technician's day. Like suppose a field technician's first job run late, then another one cancelled and the new high priority job is arrived. So then what will happen? So I can select, being a field service admin, I can select a mobile worker or field technicians on the Gantt and choose the resource schedule optimizations. So like resource schedule optimizations or RSO, then what it will, how it will help me? It moves the second job later to the account for the late running job. Since the worker has a gap on their schedule, it assigns them in a high priority job like this. So if we'll click on these three dots, okay, so right, look at this options, resource schedule optimizations. So if you'll just click on this resource schedule optimizations, you'll able to see optimize the schedule from Simon Cliff November 16 to November 17. One optimized unscheduled appointments. I will not uncheck. I will not check that because this is not my requirement. I will not optimize only unscheduled appointments. I have already scheduled that. Scheduling policy is customer first. Consider only those appointments as candidates. So here it is deleted automatically selected by default. So you need to choose is fill in candidate. Look at this, is fill in candidate. This option is need to choose so that it will actually help you to choose the high priority job. Is the first job is running later or second job is cancelled. So it will consider only these appointments as candidate, is fill in candidate. Okay, so keep this appointment schedule. Here it is by default deleted selected. I will select it as pinned. Pinned actually help you that suppose it's favorites kind of thing. Suppose you have just bookmark some website's name in your web in your browser, right? So service appointment Gantt chart is also the same thing. If Gantt chart, if you would like to make a favorite service appointments or bookmark it, so pinned will help you. So each service appointment record, you will be able to see is pinned field. Okay, so if you will just make this service appointment is pinned as true, that service appointment will be pinned in your dispatcher console or Gantt. Okay, so that's why I'm keep this service appointment as scheduled. It will be pinned. Only scheduled appointments assigned to Simon Clips. That's okay. Okay, so if because I have only one service resource, I don't have multiple service resources. If I have multiple service resources, 4, 5, 6, up to 10 service resources in the service territory, suppose Los Angeles territory. So I will uncheck this service appointment so that it will optimize. It will find out best service resource. Suppose it is in Simon Cliff. Cliff, one service appointment he is taking long time to complete. Some emergencies happening, and it is long time to complete. Means as compared to the usual schedule and time. So then what will happen if resource schedule optimizations, I'll be choosing these options. What it will do, it will schedule the appointments in a different service resource who is actually not occupied at that specific time. If this is the high priority job, field service engine automatically find out the service resource to optimize that job and to reassign that service appointment to other than Simon Cliff. So I have one service resource, that's why I've checked this option. So now I'll click that optimize options. So if I'll click that optimize options, so that schedule optimizer, that means field service engine schedule optimizer in the backend, starts looking for the perfect job to fill up the empty time slot. Okay, it looks for a job that Simon Cliff or any other service appointment, if it is there, it is qualified for. Okay, it is qualified for, that can be scheduled during that time and that best meets with your business priorities. Okay, So if I'll just opening this, look at this resource schedule optimizations is happening here. So I have just one service resource and 3 service appointments I have created in my day work. So it is actually find out that resource schedule optimizations. If you go to that, look at this. It is in progress status. If you go here, it is completed. Look at it is actually filling the gap. Look at this. So previously, the earliest start permitted for 8029 and earliest start permitted for 8028. That gap was big. And look at this. If I click on the resource schedule optimization, 0829, it was previously having the rule violations. Okay, so what field service optimizer done? The field service optimizers actually taken care of that rule violations for that service appointment. Okay, and actually fix that gap for these 2 service appointments. So he can prioritize his job, because based on his business priorities, he can start his job.
Okay, one question on that one as well. So those 2 appointments at 12 and 1, if there was travel time required, would it also be taking that into account too? Because obviously those are back-to-back now, presumably because of the same location.
Yes.
Okay, so if there were travel time, how would that appear on the Gantt? So would it show like a line to indicate the travel time, or I was wondering how that appears on the Gantt?
Yeah. So it will be adding here. Means the travel time is like, it is the travel time which is actually average travel time per service appointment. So if you just open this service appointment, you'll be able to see, like if I just open this service appointment and just go to the record. And another thing you can do from here also, if you just hover this service appointment, earliest start permitted date, due date is there, and it is in a schedule condition. So start date and finish, you are already able to see it's 12 p.m. started and 1 p.m. ended. So travel time is basically means it is actually reflecting here that 1 hour basically a schedule for this job to complete. But the travel time for average, it will be able to, it is available here only. You can able to see the average travel time per service appointment here only.
So I muted myself there. Yeah, that makes sense. So there's actually no travel time at the moment, is there, on these appointments? So I assume there's no geolocation occurring on these right now.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So is it clear now what is the resource shuffle optimizations, service optimizations, and what is the in-day optimizations, how that is helping the field service scheduler to get the service appointment optimized? Resource schedule optimizer is a very good feature. Here the service appointment, it was rule violations were there. Okay, so it is automatically taken care of by the field service optimizer. Look at this. After optimizes, it is successfully completed. It is actually taken care of the rule violations.
So in-day scheduling would also do that as well, though, wouldn't it? So it would also take care of all violations as well as the resource scheduling optimization. Is that right?
Yes. Correct.
Correct. I guess in terms of simplifying it for my sort of attention, the in-day scheduling or optimization, that occurs across all service resources within a given territory, versus the resource scheduling optimization is purely against a single service resource, right? So it's doing the same logic and same calculations behind the scenes, just at a different level. One's going across multiple resources, this one's going across one resource, right?
Yeah, but no. The last sentence I would like to say. Suppose if I'll just click on that resource schedule optimizations. Okay, so only schedule appointments assigned to Simon Cliff. So look at this. If this option selected, only appointment that is already assigned to the resource that can be scheduled or rescheduled. I have in my development talk, I have created one service resources and make this service resource available for Los Angeles territory, but you can make it unchecked also, because if you make this unchecked, so it is not only consider only the Simon Cliff service resource and his service appointment. It will consider the entire Los Angeles territory. For this Los Angeles territory, suppose 4 service resources assigned to Los Angeles territory. So the service resource field service optimizer will taken care of by the service appointment which was assigned, all the service appointment assigned to the 4 service resources. So everything that will be taken care of.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. That makes sense.
That makes sense. So depend on this checkbox you are selecting or not, because it is clearly said if this option is selected, only appointments that are already assigned to this resource that can be scheduled or unscheduled. If you uncheck this, it will not look at this. This is, if you uncheck this, this is actually means grayed out. That means it will consider all those service resources under that service territory. So it is actually reshuffling or reassigned all those service appointments. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. One other question I will ask, if we close out this mode, if you go to that ellipse again next to Simon Cliff, where we were seeing that option for the resource scheduling optimization.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the difference between that one and say fix overlaps and things like that as well? So does that also, is that a more limited function where it says fixed overlaps? And I didn't really see what the other one was again. It's fixed overlaps.
Can you please come again? Your questions are not
if
getting.
You go back one step, sorry. So if you close this window.
Okay, I'm closing this window.
And then click on the ellipse again to open up that drop down.
Okay. Yes.
There's the RSO which we're talking about, but there's also fix overlaps and fill in schedule.
Yeah.
Are these more limited functions then? And that the resource schedule optimization is more powerful in terms of actually reschedules, whereas this one just fixes smaller issues.
Yes, you're right. But fix overlaps has a beauty. Like if a service appointment overlaps with another appointments or resource absences, then you have to use that this fix overlap. Basically, this feature is harmoniously reschedule the appointments. So that's means resource schedule optimizations. It's actually not considering the absences. Now fix overlaps, this functionality is taken care of the resource absences also. Like it is actually if a service appointment overlaps with the other appointments or absences, so you can use this fix overlaps feature to harmoniously reschedule the appointments. So absence is actually absence is actually related to this fix overlap functionality. Resource schedule optimizations is not taking care of the resource absences. Means till this Salesforce release, they haven't published this feature for resource schedule optimizations. It is only absences is only taken care of by the fix overlaps.
Right. Okay. So I'm guessing in that case, if we had an absence between the 12 and 1 o'clock, for example, I'm assuming what that would mean is if you press fix overlaps, it would then space it out so that the second appointment would be further back. Okay. And the fill-in schedule, I'm guessing that just means bunch everything together in a sort of clustering format, one underneath it. It says fill-in schedule.
Yeah, fill-in schedule. So what is fill-in schedule? So fill-in schedule is basically it is also helping you, also fill service scheduler, to fill their schedule gaps. That means if you have a requirement, like you need to fill the gaps in the service resources schedule, then you have to use the fill in schedule feature. So this feature is basically creates the list of appointments for a mobile worker and finds the optimal schedules kind of thing. So basically it is actually filling the gaps in a service resource schedule. So it is more similar to that resource schedule optimizations. There is no big difference between that. But what it will do, it is actually creates the list of service appointment in the backend for a mobile worker. Suppose if I'm just choosing Simon Cliff, I have Simon Cliff only. So what it will do, it will actually find out that okay, it is any gap is actually happen. Any gap is between 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. to 1 p.m. for Simon Cliff. So suppose I have another service resource. So it is actually find out that okay, for that service resource, if he is busy for that particular time, so that field service optimizer is trying to fill the gaps for the service resource schedule. If that job is actually will be completed within 1 hour, so it is actually reassign job to that specific service resource. Suppose Michael is another service resource in Los Angeles. So it is just actually assign that specific service appointment from Michael to Simon into 12 p.m. to 1 a.m. gap. So basically it is filling the gaps in a service resource schedule.
Okay, so
yeah,
just want to make sure the big difference in that case then is whereas resource scheduling, again, I can't get words out. You talk too much today. Whereas resource schedule optimization, that has the potential to completely change someone's schedule because obviously it's looking for the most optimal pattern. The fill-in schedule is just trying to fill in the gaps, but it doesn't change for that given person their existing appointment. So it's not. It's not quite as fundamental. Okay, cool. That makes sense.
So one thing I would like to mention over here, which is very important. When a service appointment is scheduled by fill-in schedule, the appointment schedule mode is set to automatic. Okay. So if we'll go to here, if I'll just open one service appointment, sorry, let it open. Suppose I'll go to the service appointment or here, let me open. So suppose if I'll go to the service appointment, if I was using that fill-in schedule service appointment, and that service appointment, the service appointment is scheduled using the fill-in schedule. So the service appointment schedule mode is automatic. So how do you make it automatic? The auto schedule, this checkbox should be marked as true. Okay. This is the fill-in schedule. So now, so this is okay. This is fine. And one thing, like I have considerations is fill-in schedule only schedule appointments for the given day, which is which is present in the Gantt. So that is fine. And that is like in-day optimizations, resource schedule optimizations, and fill-in schedule same. And so this is all about the optimizations thing. So we have completed the global optimizations, which is basically the optimization job which is actually executed after the business hours, and nightly basis it is executed. And in the morning, your service resource will able to know or get to know that what is the service appointment that is getting assigned to them. And if you have any particular requirement, like I have explained for the priorities, like in traffic is there and any service resource is very sick and he is actually very, very busy in completing a service appointment, then if in-day optimizations, resource schedule optimizations, and fixing schedule, this will take place. Okay. So these all are the options for optimizations. I hope this is clear, Richard. So can I go to the next topic, which I have just planned to complete today?
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you. Yes, it is clear. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll go to the next topic, which is custom actions. Custom actions is very important. You need to know because some customizations is required for this custom actions. So let me tell you that what custom actions is and why the custom action is needed in field service lighting. So let me write here this topic, custom actions. Okay. So custom action is basically suppose one field service technicians sometimes what is happening in field service lighting, now FSL technicians, field service technicians, they contact their field service scheduler that they are not feeling good today, or an appointment is running over, like I have explained you for that in-day optimizations scenario. So similar thing, suppose they are this mobile workers is trying to contact to his field service scheduler that they are ill or an appointment is running over. Then field service scheduler, what is the action on them? So they will schedule, this schedule basically, this schedule changes jeopardize their next appointments. So suppose I am a field service technician. I have a service appointment assigned to myself from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. So what is happening? I am ill, or due to some reason I am running late to complete this service appointment. So already a service appointment in my bucket is from 4:30 to 5:30. So already I'm running late to complete the first service appointment. So what will happen? So I'm not able to reach the second service appointment destinations. I am not able to reach. I'm not able to provide the service on 4:30. So what will happen? The schedule changes jeopardize their next appointments, putting them at risk of not being completed today or not able to start the job at the preferred scheduled time. So then what will happen? So scheduler, that field service scheduler, they will set those appointment status to in jeopardy, okay, right from the Gantt. Okay, so if it is in jeopardy status, so then what will happen in field service Gantt, they will able to see that which service appointment is actually jeopardy status. So here custom actions will help. How custom action will help? Now, scheduler can create a custom actions and add it to that specific mobile technician's Gantt to set the appointment status. Custom actions can either call an Apex class or open a Visual Force page. So what it will do functionally? Functionally, basically, it will help to the field service technicians or mobile workers Gantt or dispatcher console to set the appointment status. It is in jeopardy, it is in risk, and what's the condition of that specific service appointment. Okay, so these custom actions can be run on records in several areas of the dispatcher console. Okay, so okay, so how that custom actions means, if you have the service appointment list on individual or multiple appointments, you can place that custom actions. Okay, so once you will create that custom actions, you need to assign that permissions to that custom actions also to create that specific service appointment status. You need to provide the permissions also. So how can you do that? So first, for that custom actions, you need to create 3 options are there to create the custom actions. First is you need to write an Apex class. Okay, then what you need to do? You need to assign the permissions to the class. And third option is you need to add that custom action to the dispatcher console. Yeah. Okay, so add that custom action to the dispatcher console. So what I'll do, I'll create that Apex class for you. Okay, so it is basically that Apex class which I will write here, that Apex class code sample that will basically enable that service appointment to mark that status as jeopardy. Okay, so I have copied that class. Okay, let me just do one thing. I'm just copying that code from my sandbox. Let me tell you that when you are writing this Apex class, so this is the Apex class which is named as toggle service appointment jeopardy. So this Apex class is basically helps you to create the custom actions. Look at this. It is implementing that FSL interface, FSL custom Gantt service appointment actions. This interface actually exposed by the FSL managed package. You need to implement that specific interface when you are creating a custom actions. Okay, so I'm creating a custom action, so I'm passing the service appointment IDs, the Gantt start date, Gantt end date, and then I'm passing additional parameters. That's fine. Now what I will do, I'm just querying from the service appointment FSL in Jeopardy C. FSL in Jeopardy C, it is basically a managed package field, and it is appointment number, which is actually giving you the service appointment list which are in a jeopardy status. Now what we will do, so we are basically service appointment list, we are doing a for loop, means we are just iterating that service appointment, passing that SLS with a jeopardy and adding those service appointment numbers. So then what we are doing return service appointment successfully processed, and that specific service appointment which is actually upserting the service appointment into the system, into the database, who are in jeopardy status. So when I have created, I'll create that Apex classes. Okay, so basically what is after creating that Apex class, what you need to do, you need to go to the custom permissions. I will share the step by step. Let me explain you the steps first, and I will share in a lab guide. We'll do in your developer org. So if I'll go to the custom permissions, so let me open. If I'll go to the custom permissions, you will put that custom permissions for that specific Apex class. You will create a new and you will put that custom permissions for that Apex class. Okay. And when you will create that Apex class and newly created permissions, you are giving that. So what you need to do, after creating that permissions, giving that permissions, what you need to do? So you need to again go to the setup. The third step is you need to create. Let me open that. So if I'll go to permission set, you need to create a permission set. And in that permission set, you need to create new. And what you need to do, so in this custom permissions, you need to add the permissions you have created for that service appointment, and you need to add this. So if once this assignment, permission assignment has been given, as a field service admin, if you will go to the dispatcher console UI and you will click on that custom actions, if you go to the field service settings, let me open that, then I will go to the step by step field service settings. In this field service settings, after creating the permissions, giving the permissions, creating the Apex class, you'll able to see the dispatcher console UI. This dispatcher console UI, look at this custom actions are there. Under that custom actions, what will happen? Your Apex class, your actions will be available. You will click on that custom actions, and your actions category, in your new actions, it is there, your actions category. So you will select the Gantt, so my new actions will be available. Okay, and then what the actions which I have created, that will be available here. Okay, so once I will make this available, I'll click on save. I'll be able to see if I'll right click any kind of service appointment in the field service dispatcher or field service Gantt, so I can see an option to change its jeopardy status. One option will be there, that is change jeopardy status. So as of now, if I'll go to the field service, if I'll go to the field service, yeah, so if I'll just right click that, look at this, change jeopardy status is not there. So if I'll do all these steps, I'll able to see change jeopardy status. Okay, that will be available. So let me do that step by step, which I have just explained. Let me write the Apex class. I'm not system admin, I'm not able to create that. I need to change the profile. Let me just log in. Let me write Apex class. Not able to see. Let me check field service administrator. Okay, cool. New. So now I'm just save this class. I need to check the permission set. Most probably in the permission set, it was given the option was given to create the Apex class. Permission was given, copy. Haven't checked that, so just save it. I'm saving that class. Let me check. It's getting saved or not. Good. It is getting saved. Okay, it's saved. Now what I'll do, after creating the class, I need to assign the permissions. So first I have created the class. So let me write step by step. Class has been created. It is done. Now the second option is assign the permissions to the class. How to create the permissions. So what you need to do, I need to click on setup. And in the quick find box, I need to go to the permission. Here custom permissions is there. Under the custom permissions, I need to create new, and here I will suppose put the name toggle. Toggle service jeopardy. Suppose name is like this. Description is suppose grant. Grant permission. to view and use the toggle service Jeopardy class on the Gantt. Okay, so this is the description. So connected app, it's not required. Now I'm saving that custom permissions. Now once I'm creating the custom permissions, and now I need to create the permission set to add my newly created permission. Let me go to the permission set. Okay, so now what I'll do, click on new. Okay, so enter, suppose, let me write like this, late dispatcher. This permissions that I'm creating. Now what I'll do, putting the API name, license is fine, not a problem. So now I am saving it. Yeah, so now go to the custom permissions. Okay, so in the custom permissions, I'll click on edit. So I have created already my custom permissions, toggle service Jeopardy. This one. Okay, so just enter this toggle service Jeopardy, which I have created. Okay, and I have just saved it. Okay, now what I'll do, I have saved that one, and now now if I'll go to the manage assignments, I will assign this permission set. Add assignment. Okay, so I'll add this assignment to Darren. Okay, because I'm clicking on next, assign it. Okay, so one assignment is successfully done, so I'm clicking on done. Now I need to what I need to do, in the dispatcher console, I need to go to the field service settings first. Okay, let me open the field service settings. If I'll go to the field service settings, I need to go to the dispatcher console UI. Go to the custom actions. In the custom actions, I'll create a new actions. Suppose new actions. Suppose my actions. Suppose level in dispatcher console is change Jeopardy status. Okay. Now action type is Apex class. Okay, what is my Apex class? Toggle service appointment Jeopardy, which I have just created. Okay, so now everything is fine. You can select any icon to display next to your action level. Okay, required custom permissions, which I have created. Toggle service Jeopardy. Let me scroll down. Toggle service Jeopardy. This I have created. So now what I'll do, suppose I am adding actions like any icon. Suppose this is the icon. Okay, so now what I'll do, I will just save it. Okay, saving the changes. My action that got served. Here you're able to see delete actions. You can delete also the actions which you have created if will not required. So now if I'll go to the field service, just refresh this page. So if you'll right click that, look at this change jeopardy status is there. So you can able to make this service appointment jeopardy status, which is actually service appointment successfully processed.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Can you show me that again, please? If you right click.
Yeah, look at this, it is getting jeopardy. Change jeopardy
Ah, I
status.
see, yeah. Cool, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Now if I click on that, so look at this. This service appointment is a jeopardy.
Hmm. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a very good feature. You can means like this kind of scenario when it will happen, like one specific service, and this is a very frequent scenario. Like one service appointment is very occupied, or he's actually running late to complete the assigned service appointment, and next service appointment is running late to reach the destination. So using the custom actions, you can make this service appointment jeopardy.